they don't want me to take pictures today. They're talking in my head. They're Egyptian American Muslim women. Look at this. This is all swelling. I want them. They're trying to get me to kill myself on a holiday. There's every holiday they they're more exaggerated than any other time. I mean, lately even more so because I know what's going on. But they're talking in my head. They're trying to stop me from going because they want me to commit suicide so that they could hurt my family on a holiday. So every holiday they think about me killing myself. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists talking in my head. They want to force me to kill myself. Do you hear me? I want to go enjoy my family. I want to live. I want to be happy. And the terrorists talking in my head want me to cry, and they don't want me to cry. They want me screaming and sounding belligerent and violent. They're psychopaths. They want me looking like I do drugs. They're playing with my head. I do not do drugs. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I was taking phentermine for a little while to lose weight. I dropped the weight, and they're trying to make me put on weight so that I go back on phentermine. And now that I'm not, I'm taking Manjaro instead. They'll make me fall asleep at my desk. Like, I think you need phentermine to help you stay up, bitch. Like, honest to God. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. They're making me break out in a sweat right now. Look at this. Look at this. They're talking in my head. They're talking in my head. I want to record to make it clear that what I'm hearing in my head is I can't capture on a live stream. No one hears them, obviously, otherwise they would have reported these bitches. I'm like screaming. And it's not just screaming because of the voices, it's screaming because they're attacking me, they're making me dizzy, they're pushing me. Look, see, he just hit my face. They're talking in my head. They're talking in my head. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists, and they're stupid psycho dads. They're stupid psycho sons. They're stupid psycho brothers. They're stupid psycho brothers' friends that are married to their sisters. Do you hear me? They're psycho trash. They're killers. They're talking in my head. They're murdering me. They're murdering me. They're trying to force me to commit suicide. I'm changing. So this is how vulnerable I am. This is the time that they attack me the most. I can open it, but I can't let you outside. They know I can get them forcing me to say it. They're ripping my hair out. They're doing. They're hurting me. The voices in my head are hurting me. There are terrorists talking in my head. They're trying to get me to commit suicide. They're hurting me. They're pulling on my forehead. The voices in my head are pulling on my forehead. They're terrorists. They're just American Muslim women terrorists. They're trying to my hair. The women. It's the women. I swear it's the fucking women. These bitches want sleeping with these pieces of shit. They're talking in my head. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists talking in my head. Oh, I'm recording so you can say they, this, that, all you fucking really want to know, bitch. I want you sentenced to death, you lying bitch. They're trying to manipulate the records produced with the weapon they're using to talk in my head. They're ripping my hair. I'm gonna make sure you get sentenced to death. Get off me. Every word in my head it's a crime. They're committing a crime. They're talking in my head. I don't care what you have to say. Every word you say in my head is a crime. I just fucking knew it. I knew it. The bitches are bitch. Why does she care what I look like? The terrorist talking in my head keeps calling me ugly. Why does it matter to you? I'm not a dyke. And I don't give a shit about your stupid men. Bitch, I'm not a swinger and I don't fucking like you fucking stupid psycho men. I want them sentenced to death. Stupid bitch. This is embarrassing. Who the fuck? She's still talking in my head. It's a crime. I can't capture her voice on my live stream because it's in my head. What is she doing talking in my head? Why? Why? Why do you need to talk inside my head? Because there's clearly nothing to investigate. Otherwise, the cops would be here. There'd be witnesses. What are you trying to say? The cops have made it clear, okay, that none of the neighbors when I was at whatchamacallit, okay, heard anything at all and that I was clearly freaking out. Stupid lying bitch. I'm gonna make sure you get sentenced to fucking death. And I'm not fucking joking. Fucking bitch. Fucking dead body, bitch. Stupid bitch. Or just you talking in my head if I can get it. You hear me, stupid bitch? I'm in my house and the terrorists are still talking. There are Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists still talking. And look at, I'm still in my fucking towel. They're trying to bring me attention. They want me kicked out of here. That's what they keep saying. They're psycho. They're talking in my head. Look how much of my face they made swell. They're trying to cripple me so I can't put on my makeup. And now they're laughing so I don't cry. They do these weird things, like some of the things they say are repetitive. Like what do they say? Um they'll say they'll for one they'll laugh, and when they laugh it like manipulates my face and it forces me to smile, or it'll make me angry. It depends on the tone of the laugh. Okay. The or they'll scream and scream and scream and scream and bombard me so that my mind is too occupied to perceive that I am like I need to cry. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists, and I start screaming from the panic. To you guys, you're like, it's so quiet. To me, oh my God, it sounds like I am in a room and it's like it's so freaking crowded. Like everyone is just bumping into each other and like there's no elbow room. And they're screaming in my head. They're Egyptian American Muslim women. They're Egyptian American Muslim women talking in my head. Go, Mika. Come here, Mika. You're hungry, Mama? Oh, you're hungry. No. I see you. I see you. You're seeing. You're seeing. Don't worry, baby. You're seeing. Okay. on. They have to die. One of these days we'll catch up. Mika, Alexa, what's the weather today?
Right now in Lake Forest, it's 76 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has intermittent clouds, with a high of 79 degrees and a low of 63 degrees. Also, there's an air quality alert in effect until Sunday, July 5th, 3 p.m.
The terrorist talking in my head. So you hear my neighbor? I don't know if you can hear him. I'm having a hard time hearing because of the terrorist talking in my head. But I want you to hear. This is what it sounds like. I can distinguish the difference. Now that is how loud the terrorists are in my head. So if they're as loud as he is, okay, then someone else would have been able to hear them and would have sentenced this. They would call the cops. But the terrorists they obviously don't hear them, and the terrorists talking in my head are trying to manipulate records produced with the weapon they're using to talk inside my head. So I want to live stream as often as possible to make it super clear that what I'm hearing in my head I can't capture on this live stream or on any of my live streams. There's psychopaths, they're talking in my head, they're manipulating the records produced with the telepathy weapon. Do you hear me? I love you. I do. I do. It doesn't matter.
20-minute timer started.
this is what they do. They're whatever they're doing, pushing you, making you weak, taking control of your muscles. Just constantly making you drop everything and are you mad that I did? Just talking in my head, it's murder, and they're framing people. They're trying to frame people upon live streaming. Their stupid one-man band bullshit, fucking garbage, terrorist crap. So the psychoterrorists from stopping me from crying, they'll command the computer to play with my head. And the way they command it is like they'll give it cues, okay? Rather than to like blatantly say, play with Renee's head, right? It's almost like they train the computer to read cues. So if the terrorist is saying, ha, 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 okay, it's forcing me into a state of like where they'll play with my mind and it'll force all of my other receptors to shut down and only for like the receptors that get stimulated and get upset and and show that fight, right, that fight or flight response are triggered, not for you to cry, not for you to be gentle and calm. It's like it shuts down all of the other receptors and synapses from working properly. The terrorists talking in my head are really fucking sick, dude. They need to be sentenced to death. They're Egyptian American Muslim women. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. They're talking in my head with a war weapon. To the depth of all of my networks, honey, you are going to engrave it. You're not gonna stop me from thinking about what the fuck this is and what you're doing. I want you sentenced to death. I'm not fucking joking. The fuck? Ha ha. deserve the death penalty and not murder. Yeah. So fucking psychos. Dear. Same thing. Same thing. That's inevitable, stupid psycho. You know what? To every one of those stupid questions, it's inevitable. Before a psycho like you figures out the formula, they want to make sure to catch you. All for me, I think this is it. I'm just prepared to watch the people die. So they're dictating what slides and what doesn't. We're coming from different directions. They're terrorists, they're talking in my head. They're talking in my head. They're pulling on my facial expressions. The terrorists are hurting me. They're Egyptian American Muslim women. I'm trying to put my makeup on and they're hurting me. They keep pulling on my face and pushing me around. They're Egyptian American Muslim women. They're making me sweat and they're making me sick. It's the women. 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 Alexa, stop. It's the women.
20-minute timer stopped on Renee's Echo Show 5 3rd
It's
Gen.
the women. It's the women. It's the women. They're Egyptian American Muslim women talking in my head. It's the women. 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 They are the problem. The men, I think, I have a feeling some of the women they've been given permission to conduct these quote unquote investigations where they're actually trafficking people and laundering money. They're trafficking people and they're laundering money, and I don't actually think the men can save them or take responsibility. Which is perfect, because if they were just sitting side by side with the men, I would find them equally guilty. But if it were harder to convict them that way, this at least lays it out nice and clean, flat, black and white, so we call it a day. I want them sentenced to death. They're murderers. They're talking in my head. They're pulling on my eyebrows. They're pulling on this. They're pulling on my face. So I don't look attractive in camera and pictures, because today is the 4th of July. Here, you can hear it in my voice. You can hear it in my voice. They're suffocating me and they're causing me a stroke. They're doing it. They're pulling on my face again. It is literally every second they're trying to get me to commit suicide. They're trying to force me to commit suicide. They're Egyptian American Muslim women, and one of them, the women will sit there and say, "I really want this bitch to die. I really want this bitch to die." They'll scream that in my head about me. Because I don't want to die, and because they're stupid, and I want them sentenced to death, and they couldn't. It's been 8 years. They don't have a plan B for me figuring out how to prove that, like, it's been 8 years. They didn't think about if I were to figure out that they quote unquote are investigating me, and that they're trying to manipulate records. They didn't think that I would come to the realization that that was happening. It's been 8 years. It's going to be on my medical records. I promise you, Khan. Hamid Hatani. So 5 years it gets reported to the FBI, sweetheart. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to lay it all out. I'm done talking, especially the closer Leah gets to 18. I want her to be as close to 18 as possible, and I'm laying this out. When my daughter turns 18, okay, unless she wants to put a restraining order on me, that's another thing. But I should never be in danger, but I want to flat out lay out everything these terrorists have said on my medical records. I want it documented on legal documents. That this is what they've been saying in my head before she turns 18. So it's obvious they were doing this while she was a minor to convict them for that, to convict them for murder, to convict them for everything, drugging, entrapment, isolating or imprisoning people so that they could get away with the crimes they've been committing with this weapon that they're using. I am done talking. I want the bitches sentenced to fucking death. The women are disgusting. Okay, the men, it's not going to be so hard to believe because they already get racially profiled, which in this, whatever, that's fine. That, as far as I'm concerned, if you're innocent, then it shouldn't be hard to prove. But the women, nobody thinks anything of the women. And these stupid bitches keep saying, haha, no one would ever suspect. They're calling me a suspect. And they think it's funny. It's like a play on words. No one would ever suspect we're terrorist. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. They're talking in my head. There's only one older woman and her son who I know, okay, who we were and still are friends, okay. Aside from that, there's no Egyptians in here except for me. So the bitches talking in my head can wolf all day long that they could say whatever the fuck they want. There's no way in fucking hell I'm going to make it super clear they're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists, because I don't want them to get away with trying to say it was my neighbors or trying to say, no, the terrorists talking in my head are Egyptian American Muslim women. Come near me, bitch, and see what happens. To make it even more clear that they're obviously sitting behind the weapon. And to make it even more clear that they're not coming around me because these bitches don't want a criminal, they don't want a criminal case opened up so that the government, the U.S. government, has no entitlements over the records that are produced with these weapons that they're using to talk in my head. Because the government will keep them infinitely until every last one of these terrorist records are placed out on the table so that they could link every crime committed behind this weapon so that they could properly convict these terrorists and every dime that they stole. They're making the blood rush to my nose right here. Like it feels like they're playing with my head. It feels like I'm gonna have a nosebleed. She's like, that's fine. Pull the skin of your forehead, bitch. Like, what kind of reaction would that? Why is she talking in my head to say that? Obviously, she's after a reaction constantly. There's one talking right now. Give it a second. There's gonna be like 4 or 5 of them barking like dogs in my head. Of course, you can't hear it, but I'll be explaining. And that's all they're playing. It's like these are cues they're giving the weapon as to how to manipulate my brain activity, what synapses and receptors to shut down or oppress, so that only the ones they want stimulated start to produce the chemicals so that they can decide how I respond to them. And the terrorists talking in my head, they don't want any external stimuli to manipulate your brain activity. So that's why the Hollywood has gone so hard the last 20 years making music, um, so that these terrorists can't do what they're doing to me, to everyone. I love you, Beyonce. I love you, Jay-Z. It must be hard sharing your wife with the rest of the world, but my God, that woman did. I don't know what we'd do without her, so thank you for sharing her. I love her. And all the other women, I always say Beyonce, but she's the one who made it so clear with her Energy song. I picked up cues from Nicki Minaj's songs. I picked up cues from Doja Cat, but it wasn't quite spelled out like it was in Beyonce's songs. And I'm so grateful. one cares what you think of them. For all you Christians that are like go hearts, you know what? Beyonce is the one who made you that way. And she did it with intention. She's a Christian and she's a sweetheart. She's a Christian. Wait till they realize what that means. So the terrorists talking in my head manipulate people into they rewire the minds of people that identify as they identify themselves as homosexuals. The terrorists talking in my head rewire their minds that way. And they do it because they don't want them to have kids. And in hopes that they'll die either by getting raped in the anus and catching some disease or the women just not getting pregnant. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I understand. I don't understand why you didn't understand that. Now you're pretending like the terrorists talking in my head are like, do you understand what's gonna happen to us? Do you think we're gonna stop fighting? It's like fight till you die. Who the fuck cares? Um, they're acting like deers in headlights now. What the fuck? They're hurting me. The terrorists are hurting me. The terrorists talking in my head are hurting me. They're Egyptian American Muslim women. They're Egyptian American Muslim women. It doesn't. No, he doesn't. I'm a jealous psycho's. They're manipulating my brain activity. It's the tone. They're sending cues to the weapon as to how to manipulate my brain activity so I don't cry. And they're curling my back. They ruined my eyeliner again while they're calling me a stupid bitch in my head. Leah! Leah! It's time to get up, Mama. They're pushing me, so they keep pushing me and taking control of my arms. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. They're talking in my head.
Can I go text Mike again?
Huh?
So Diana just called me and she said that her and her cousins are now in Newport Beach. And they're going at 1. So can I, but usually they take a while, so can I get ready right now and then you drop me off at Diana's?
Oh, yeah?
Wait, I promise it's actually Diana. Why would I say drop me off at Diana's?
Okay, all right,
It's
Leah.
David.
Okay, as long as I'm dropping you off at Diana's and not at Newport Beach.
Okay, yeah.
And Leah, your Life 360 needs to be on. And as a matter of fact, I want David's number. I want David's number. No more lying. Now I'm starting to think back, and you did sneak out more than once to see David.
No, I didn't.
How one time you locked the door and you patted the bed and you made it look like you were sleeping when you weren't.
When? I did not do that.
You did it?
No.
Okay.
Genuinely, what are you talking about?
All right, Bugsy. Just no more, okay? The terrorists are disclosing things like they're manipulating things to make it look a certain way. Yeah. It's weird because they disclose what they do. And when my daughter says, like, I didn't do that, I actually believe her because the terrorists talking in my head are really fucking responsible. They're talking in my head saying that they're doing these things. I don't know how to explain it. It's a little complicated. They just ruined my eyeliner. They want to show me how they could control me. It's another way to threaten me. Try it and see what happens. After how many times I said the terrorists in my head are playing with my daughter's head. How about I sentence you to death? They keep calling me a bitch because I don't want to die. I don't want them to murder me and get away with it. I don't want to die. Well, let's find out what kind of bitch you are. Azadrah. أنا أزدرح وأجرح 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 until تموتوا كلكم مع بعض. بس أنا كده بس أنا كده بس أنا كده طب أنا بعمل كده بس أنا بوريهم ليه بس أنا بوريهم ليه طيب أنا كده أنا بحب أوري الناس ليه أنا بحب أوري الناس ليه هتكرهيني أكتر, honest to God. If for that split second you get to realize that you're being this. I don't think you want to. Because you know I'm out. اسمعني يا كلبة. انت وأمك كلاب. كلاب. كلاب وسخين. Not one day has passed by that she said your dad should be sentenced to death in كلبة. I'm obviously only talking to one of them at the moment, but there are several. كلبة. Expectation, I mean, what's your dad? أكتر منك. She deserves it. أنا عايزة أشوف المحدد. Or the hate or whatever you want to pretend to call it. تكرههم. الشموطة بتكرههم زي بتكره أبوهم. It's not even her blood. It's not her blood. I want them sentenced to death. Trying. I mean, I'm seeing a psychiatrist, and I do see a therapist, and I've been to a neurologist, and I'm going back to see another one. Okay, I have to change. Bye. They're pushing me. The terrors talking in my head are pushing me. They're pushing me around like I'm stumbling and tripping over everything. She's working my hair. Yeah.
Although, if I'm not ready in time, do you think you could drop me off at Newport? No.
I'm not. Oh, I'm not.
Why?
Because it's too much traffic. I will not.
Can I ask someone else to do it? Like Devin or Tita or somebody?
Nobody's gonna be able to do that.
Well, I can ask Devin.
Leah, get ready fast, and it's not
It's
a joke.
cause I literally just woke up and she called me and she said that they're leaving at like 1 or around 1.
You better move it.
I know I'm trying, but the thing is, I know that I'm not gonna be ready in time. So
Leah, move.
why don't I just need a ride?
I don't want to spend my whole day in the car.
Well, you're always telling me to go hang out with Diana. The one chance that I have to go hang out with her and her cousins, and it's like.
Okay, Leah, just get ready. Enough arguing. Just hurry up. You're wasting time. Stop and don't take your sweet time. Come here. The terrors talking in my head are making me dizzy. There are Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. They're making me trip and fall and stumble. They're talking in my head. They're talking inside my head. Alexa, what's the traffic like to Newport Beach from Mission Viejo?
Currently, traffic from Mission Viejo to Newport Beach looks a bit slow. The fastest route takes about 36 minutes via I-405 and CA-55.
Alexa, is there traffic on the 55 south?
I couldn't find current traffic conditions. On South UT 55, there are no incidents reported.
said that. Alright. What is something? Damn, she didn't even touch you. Come here. She didn't even touch you.
What happened?
She said that she's not ready either. Diana said that she's still doing her hair. So she
Yeah,
said, well, she said that I can come to her house and then she'll ask her mom to take us.
Okay, so what are we doing? When are we going? Right now?
Well, do I look ready right now? I'm not ready.
Because I want to go to Tita's. I'm done.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on, please.
I'm calling you.
So I have a question.
Yes. Go ahead. Candy.
Oh my god, I've had these before. These are so good.
Okay, so what is your question?
So, does this mean I can't talk to Bailey anymore?
I never said that. I got them telling me what was going on. But I do need to have I have to have another talk with you guys. David cannot tell people he's 19, yes, technically he's 17.
Yeah.
Or he can go to jail. And I can go to jail, and I'm not gonna have that.
Where did you get these from?
Lowe's. Okay, I'm going to take this until you're done.
Okay.
Bye.
Please don't tell anyone.
What? This is not one of those things, sweetheart. We'll get kicked out of here. Tita will make us stay with her. She'll think I don't have control over you anymore and that we need to live with her. Get that piece of trash.
Do you not trust me anymore?
I think I need to build your trust with me, but that doesn't mean every time. this is just, I want you to know I want what's best for you, not to make you miserable. And I want you to know that your priorities lie with your friends and not with boys. So there are things that you need to learn. And as you can see, I don't have a problem with the other friends that are boys. I have an issue with boy friends.
He is a friend.
No, he is clearly not. Okay, you don't make out with friends.
If it makes you feel any better, Diana's guy is like 20 or something.
You know, I'm recording, by the way, so I would watch it.
Sorry.
On my way to my mom's house, there are Egyptian American Muslim terrorists talking in my head. I want them sentenced to death. And keep your room clean. So I'm parents to return to me an almond rice. I'm going to ask for them next week. There are Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists talking in my head. They're hurting me every second of the day to get me to commit suicide.